So, hey guys, today we're going to be looking at the upcoming events. So, we have an XYZ Link event, and XYZ Link makes as much sense as, I don't know, like the Synchro Link. The only Synchro Link deck I know of is like, well, since Hulk is banned, there is Sword Soul, and then Snake Eyes, I guess. Nothing really comes to mind when we're playing Synchro and Link. Well, not together at least. For XYZ and Link. Oh wait, Dragon Link. Forgot that existed for a second. But yeah, there's not like that many decks that utilize multiple summoning types aside from like generics. So XYZ Link, we have Fam Knights, we have Orcust, we have do we have that much more? I don't know. But just in general, I think yeah, there are a lot of decks we could be building for this event, and yeah, let's take a look at the loner. Well, the three loners, I guess. So first loner we have Earth Machines. So Hand Traps. We have Ash Blossom, Imperm. So this is a lot better than the older loners where you would have had like a two of Ash Blossom Joe Spring and then like a bunch of like garbage cards that are worse than honestly something like a Book of Moon. So yeah, we're already looking better, and we also have a Forbidden Droplet here. So looks fine in general. I mean, I don't know that much about Earth Machine, but like preference-wise, some people might like change up the ratios a bit, I would think. I mean, from what I know about Earth Machines, this list looks fine. And then here we have Live Twin. Reminds me of the Live Twin Sprite deck that was like a ranked loner. That one was pretty horrendous. This list looks a lot better. We'll just leave it at that, I guess. So let's see. We have Deep Sea Diva, and if I recall correctly, strike cards will be limited, and it's running Evil Twin, Kisakil, and Lila. I mean, if it's a one of, it's not like the worst thing in the world, but alright. We have Evil Twin Present, Sprite to Cross. What does GG Easy even do? Gain attack. When a card or effect is activated that was destroy any card on the field. You can negate that effect. Oh, this is just blanket protection. I guess it's okay. It's not like that insane. And then challenge. Takayaki skill monster, one Lila monster, and graveyard special summon it. Then immediately after this effect resolves, link summon one full twin link monster using monsters you control as material. Okay, this card kind of stinky. Yeah, but looking pretty useless here. And we have the option of Denard Zoo still. Okay. Anything intriguing here? Looks like the XYZ stuff, we're missing out a bit on that, but otherwise we're mostly fine, I'd say. Oh yeah, Raid Raptor. This is technically a Link XYZ deck as well, except the only Link you really play is mostly the Y-Strix. You don't even need to necessarily go into Bardiche. But from what I can tell, we are running 2 Rise rank up Magic Raid Raptor's Force. Do we have a way to recycle? Running 1 Rising Rebellion Falcon's like but you know, looks pretty playable. Now that I think about it, wait. Oh yeah, Underworld Goddess should be legal because we have links. So there's at least a way to out Rising Rebellion Falcon. If you don't just like literally die from the summoning of the Rising Rebellion Falcon, because you get burned from the Ultimate Falcon, and then you get burned. Wait, does this not burn? Then phase, inflict 1,000. Oh yeah, this burns for 1,000. And this burns for situational amount. And then you inflict damage to your opponent equal to the combined original attack of the destroyed monsters for this effect. So if you have around 7,000 original attack total on your field and Rising Rebellion Falcon is summoned, you just die, I guess. Cool. And I mean, the loners aren't like completely insane Giga Chad decks or anything, but they'll get the job done as loners, and you'll be able to. I think the point of the loners is to be a little bit bad, so you can make your own version of the same type of deck, I guess, to kind of incentivize you to still build your own version instead of just relying on the loner. But that's fine. At least it's not hitting you with actual Ghost Rick. Does anyone remember that Ghost Rick stream? That was definitely pain. I think I won like 2 out of 40 games or something. That in fact was not a good time. And I was just doing it for fun. It's not as if I didn't have a deck I could play for that event, but yeah. Ghost Rick. That list wasn't even that good, let alone it being a Ghost Rick deck. But anyways, moving it along, there are still a lot of things we can do. Some degenerate, some not as degenerate. But in the degenerate tier, you know, Scars, yeah, it just resolve Scars, you know? Mech Knight is in fact a Link deck, so you can do that combo. Now, nothing is stopping you, right? Nothing at all. Yep. We have Orcus technically as well. We can play this. No real problem. We can also play Unchained. Unchained is pretty unhit and just all around vibing, I would say. So we have the Unchained stuff as per usual. You know, we go into this guy, we go into this guy, we summon a few guys, we pop some cards, and then somehow, someway, we have High Wave King, Caesar, alongside our Unchained Soul of Rage. Very epic. Then, in terms of like control decks, if that's what you're into, Paleo should be fully legal because, you know, it is technically an XYZ Link deck. So, yeah, if you're intent on having some long duels, I guess this would be a way to go about that. No need to really go too in depth in that, I suppose. But there are a surprisingly high amount of, well, high number of decks that you can play during this event. I think this is a little bit better than Linkro Festival because, well, not a whole lot is going to change during any festival with synchro in it because, well, you've already seen like every synchro deck ever at this point. That's kind of how I'm feeling. When it comes to like Link or XYZ, I feel like they're at least a little bit more interesting than synchro because I've essentially seen synchro done to death. What other lists are we missing? Like Super Heavy Samurai, something like that. And I'm assuming like Mexi is also banned because, you know, just being banned for events kind of makes some more sense, you know? It becomes like, well, there are a few reasons. The first reason is you don't have to invest in Mexi, which is nice. So that's like 90, technically if you're a new player, that's 90 crafting points you can salvage here and then put into something else. And that in of itself is a decent reason to ban Maxi for events specifically. But alright. What should we build though? If we're thinking about making a pile though, Unchained kind of locks you into Fiends. So How about this then? I guess we can do. We could do Enchained, or we could do like an Orcus Bile. Orcus Bile is pretty useful because we can play like Orcust with Phantom Knights, and then we can kind of abuse Bardiche and have some pretty good back row. Main issue is that we really have to choose between the counter trap or the Orcus field spell, which I don't super like. I would prefer to have the counter trap and the field spell to have access to like ding to protect if I want and stuff. But I mean, it is what it is, I guess. If there was a way to do both consistently, I would love to do that, but I can't really think of any good way to have access to the trap. So, not a lot to do here. But honestly, I don't even know if I should be saying this, but you know, the most degenerate thing we can be doing in a festival like this is just, well, blackguarding our opponent because XYZs can't do anything with tokens. Link decks can't fully do things with tokens either. Depends on their exact extra deck if they can use the tokens at all. So this can be pretty brutal and shut down a lot of different decks. So yeah, that's just the thing. In terms of decks, anything we're missing that might be interesting or fun? I don't think there's anything super interesting here. I guess I'll probably build a deck later. So, yeah. For the time being, we'll be looking at the other event now. We have X0. So, X0, I'm assuming, is no extra deck, right? So, we have Shining Sark. Shining Sark really doesn't use the extra deck. Not much else needs to be said here. This list looks significantly worse than the last one, though. The last loners, but we only have Ash Blossom Joe Spring as hand traps. I'm wondering if we just have like imperm banned here in this event or something. Nope, it's legal. That list is just super suboptimal. Yeah. Ties that bind at 3, turn silence, future silence. Why is future silence at 2 copies in this list? Don't you want the most access into Shining Sark possible? Okay. And then we have Aqua Mirror's Light here, so it's just the ritual list. I mean, technically you don't need an extra deck to play ritual. So I guess it's probably just okay. Gishki, even if you're playing with a focus on the Gishki cards, I believe it's better to play the Swift Sprite because you can do some looping, which it makes it a good bit better, but alright. Therion? Yeah. We know Therion, don't we, fellas? So we've talked about Therion before, and this list is 100% without a doubt garbage. So the issue with this list, for the most part, is, well, it's just, well, alright, we can't do test hands here. But the primary thing we're worried about is not being able to do anything, right? And this list is not built that great, honestly. So the thing about Therion is the biggest thing you're struggling to do is you're struggling to get your Therion guys into the graveyard, and this deck doesn't really do that well, right? And we're randomly playing Alasia, which has no purpose in being played. The only reason you ever play Alasia is specifically to perform like XYZ summons, otherwise Alasia is completely pointless to be playing. Yeah, you can't even argue something like Alasia to special summon a regular to activate its effect because this just special summons itself. Like, well, why? Why would I want to special summon a Therion guy from my macro? It literally makes no sense. All right. So we have starters with Lone Fire Blossom, I guess, and Planet Pathfinder. So Planet Pathfinder has this issue called uh, essentially screwing yourself. So we activate Planet Pathfinder, we grab Therian Dyscoloseum. Therian Dyscoloseum, now we have to add Regulus. That's kind of the one card combo line here. And since this is a machine, the only thing that can realistically equip the Planet Pathfinder, I guess, is Therian King Regulus. And then if your opponent does something like threatening that you have to negate with Therian King Regulus, uh, this will send Therian King Regulus to the graveyard, which is kind of unfortunate. Or it can send a Therion from your hand, technically, if you also have Therion in your hand, which you might not. So this is pretty trash in comparison to Lone Fire Blossom, which can get you a Therion Lily Brea, and then Lily Brea can send you a different card and grab you Therion Dyscoloseum at the same time. So it doesn't matter what we have on hand, because we can also Therion Lily Brea to send itself if we need a Therion in the graveyard for Dyscoloseum. But we also technically have the option to send something like a Therion Reaper Fume, for example, if we need to. So this being at 2 is weird, because this is just, in my opinion, the worst starter that you can normal summon here, but alright, I guess. There's also the fact that you don't have any guaranteed access into Lily Brea. If you do Planet Pathfinder, you kind of just have to luck your way into a Lily Brea, or you have to utilize the field spell, which might be hard. So we would have to like protect a guy from being destroyed by battle to send the Lily Brea, and then destroy a guy by battle, which I don't know where we have a guy from, but well, we would need 2 monsters on the field in this case, and it would have to be like turn 3, and we would have to give up our battle phase for this. But essentially, we send Lily Brea to the graveyard and then add the Lily Brea back to hand with the effect of our field spell. And then at this point, there is still problem number 3. After all of this is said and done, we aren't necessarily able to actually special summon the Therion Lily Brea, because we have to protect one of our guys from being destroyed, and then we destroy our opponent's guy by battle. So in this case, nothing would be sent to the graveyard. So you're in for a bad time, in my opinion. And also, we don't need this many copies of Cross, because we just couldn't recycle Cross. Like, 2 is already pushing it, in my opinion, and Therion stand-up is just useless, so kind of hate this list. And of course, Trade-in doesn't work with the level 7 Therions, but we're running a lot of the 8 ones, so could work out, I guess. But if we get ashed on this, depression. Same with Endless Engine or Hero System and Therion Charge. The deck's consistency is probably kind of bad. Honestly, the Shining Stark one might be like around the same though. I don't know how much you can optimize this without like a prosp. So yeah, not sure about Yishki exactly though. And as for what we can play with this, I have yet to fully check the end list for this. So let's check this out. Zombie World. Alright, Zombie World legal. The last time this event was around, Zombie World was at 1, unfortunately. Doom King legal. Okay, so Zombie World is a valid strategy that we can try here, if we want. Mech Knights, technically, we can do extra deckless Mech Knights, which is not the worst thing in the world, surprisingly. You can still build up like a moderate amount of advantage. The primary issue is that it's a bit harder for us to get our Mech Knight macro, which kind of sucks, I guess. But, you know, it is what it is. Next, we have, of course, Fluandries. And Fluandries is just normally hit like how it normally is. Nothing particularly interesting here, right? I believe in the first Extra Zero Festival, you were probably allowed to normal summon the Wind Barrier statue. I mean, I don't remember for sure if you were able to, but I feel like you probably would have been able to do that because they didn't fully get rid of all the floodgates during the festivals. So yeah, normal summon Empen, normal summon barrier statue sounds about right. And then if you tried to normal summon a guy to beat over it, normal summon Ryza, remove your normal summon. What a time to be alive that was. Simply play Zombie World, I guess, because it was still at 1, so you at least had the option to activate it, but if there was any backer removal that sneezes on your Zombie World, you kind of lose. So, alright. Next option. What else do we have here? So, in terms of extra deckless strategies, I guess Infernoble is not like the best thing you could be doing, but with Infernoble in general, what we can do is we can make kind of a Tower Z kind of guy, being not destructible by card effect, battle, and not targetable by equipping certain Infernobles. So we have that play, I guess. Is it necessarily the best play? Maybe not, but I can definitely see it beating certain decks. Monarch as well should be legal, right? Yeah, Monarch. We have Paleo cards, but no Paleo extra deck, so probably not that great. Time Lord is legal, I guess, so that this will be a little bit annoying to deal with because probably play some back row alongside the Time Lords, like Paleos, Torrentials, whatever. That is kind of annoying. Wondering if this is legal. Rivalry. Just Mikanko Rivalry. Well, Mikanko is legal, I guess. So any ritual... Wait. Never mind. Ohime is banned. Alright. How about Megalith? Seems like all the cards are here. Strange. Vendread. Alright. How about Voiceless? Voiceless. Nope. Skull Guardians and Stravis are both banned. Alright. In fact, Low is also banned, so no Voiceless Voice. Interesting. So not all ritual decks are banned here, but a good amount of them are randomly banned. Drytron's kind of like shafted, but yeah, we can play Drytron, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, alright. Few more keycards to look through. Ben 10. Diviner can only send from the deck here, so that's like a bit awkward. Alright. What else are we missing for strategies? I guess there's this. Benkei? Oh. Okay, Benkei. Gone. What about Mataza? Mataza the Zapper, right? Let's try Zapper. Oh yeah, that's hella banned. Okay. So looks like we got rid of some of the annoying going second OTK decks that are just very uninteractive, you know? I mean, I think Mikanko is not as bad as some of those, like for various reasons, but alright, I guess. Kaiju's? Or Kaiju's legal? Alright, Kaiju's legal. They should be legal in my opinion, but alright. Wait, are these cards better now? Wait, is this his time to shine? Sneaky C. When your opponent special summons a monster, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand in face down defense position, and if you do during the end phase of that turn, change it to face up defense position. This card is flipped up, flip face up during the end phase, destroy all special summon monsters on the field. Honestly, this is probably the most mileage he'll ever get, so definitely considering this now. Alright, how about side frames? Gamma? Alright, good to know. Gamma legal. What other strategies are actually pretty good for this? Let's see. Eldlick, I guess, right? Eldlick is still solid, as per usual, more or less. Yeah, everything here for Eldlick just seems legal. No real problem with Eldlick, right? Yeah. Alright. What else do we have? In terms of this event, I don't actually remember what the strongest decks were. Oh, right. Subterror was pretty good. Actually, right? Yeah, because Hidden City with Guru, that this is just an Omni Negate that is going to be somewhat recyclable. Even if we were to run like a somewhat smaller package like this, go... Actually, we can play 3 Guru, technically. I think, right? So we go Guru like this, 1 Fiendus, and we can grab a copy of Clash and Final Battle. And then I think it's not this one. Umastrix. Yeah, that's probably enough targets. We can, if we open Hidden City, grab Guru, set Guru, flip Guru face up. We have Fiendus. Next turn, we can grab like Final Battle, Cave Clash, whichever one. And then eventually, we should be able to start beating down our opponent and recycling the Fiendus, and it becomes actually pretty problematic. So that's a thing. Yeah, so if I recall correctly, the deck I thought was the strongest for this type of event was probably Subterror. And I don't remember if Floodgates were legal or not. I think that like generic ones like Rivalry were in fact banned. Alright. Let's see. Any other interesting strategies? I guess there's like also technically this. Pacifist? Oh yeah. Seems like Kairishin is legal. But we should also be able to just play like Pacifist Control. I mean, you only have 3 copies of Pacifist, the Phantasm City, so that's a bit awkward, but it should be able to get the job done. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll build the list for each festival on in a different video. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.